What's going on, guys? This your boy Jaya, aka Jaya Sensei. We got uh let's see, how do I introduce this, man? I'm always trying to give great introductions before I we go into the whole nitty-gritty. And I got the myth, the legend, an urban legend, in fact, an urban myth, the man with the plan who's never been defeated, always succeeding, always planting seeds, he's seeding. Okay, let me
Mm,
stop. Let me stop. My career is over. I'm retired. I've retired. But I got a good buddy of mine, Alain. He's been a good friend of mine for many years since
yes,
our
sir.
church days together. But
Yes, sir.
we're gonna talk. We're both anime nerds, so we're just gonna talk about anime specifically, a not so popular anime, but really hot manga. Um, Arguably, because a lot of people ain't gonna like this one, and we're gonna.
Listen, I personally like it.
I
That's
I
the
li-
problem.
I
I
like
like
it.
it,
I
and
like it
people
too.
really
I
don't
just
enjoy
I
it.
we're gonna talk about Boruto, by the way.
Oh,
So
yes, sir.
so
Heat,
I do like
heat.
Boruto. It is. Listen, this is gonna be one of the most hot takes that it's
Controversial.
gonna be This is gonna be my most
Controversial.
controversial.
You might
Uh,
get canceled.
I might get canceled. My anime card is gonna be revoked after this.
Maybe.
They might take it back. I don't know. I really don't know. But
Listen, I just, you know what?
okay,
We'll keep
well,
going.
let's go
I'll
ahead.
tell you how I really feel. I'll tell you how I really
So,
feel in a minute, but I'll
how?
let you do your
Okay,
thing.
Alan. How about this? How do you like Boruto, and what don't you like about it?
I don't like Boruto. I love Boruto, and I'll
Okay,
tell you
that's.
why.
I'm sorry.
It's different. Like I just feel like it's good. Like I've watched all of Naruto, right? I've watched
Right.
all of Shippuden, and now I'm all caught up with Boruto. But to me, it's like it's kind of like a fresh take from a different perspective, you know. And I feel like everybody's so like strung up on like our old hero Naruto, but
Mm.
you know we have a new perspective. I mean, obviously they share a lot of qualities that are the same, but to
Right.
me they're almost completely different.
Oh yeah.
And it's what I really enjoy about Boruto is that you know he kind of wants nothing to do with being Hokage. You know, he wants to make his own destiny. He's not worried about living like in his dad's shadow. And in the sense, I mean, you could say it indirectly, like Naruto was basically trying to be like his dad, not knowing that his dad was the Hokage, but that was his dream, was to be Hokage.
Yeah. That's. It is. I mean, okay. It's like having that, like kind of like our normal relationships on Earth. Yeah, we on to us, we have our father figures and our
Right,
expectations that we are being forced to kind of go into. Like if my dad had a business, he'd want me to take over his business, kind of thing. He won't let me
right,
be
right,
my own person, and that's kind of like Boruto's struggle is trying to find himself in a world where there's peace, for one. There's no
right,
war going on. The five nations are, you know, there's they're all in harmony right now, for now, right?
right, right.
And I think, yeah, Baruto, I mean, he obviously, he's a little spoiled brat sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
I mean,
But
it
I also
comes
feel
with,
like
it's because my daddy's rich kind of attitude. So,
yeah,
my dad's the
but in the sense
Hokage.
that like everybody's on him like, oh, you're the Hokage son, so it's like it already has
Yeah,
some weight to him.
they're
Like
already
people,
giving him crap for just being the
yeah,
son.
exactly. Like some of them are like, oh, the Hokage son, and you know, like they'll like get down into like my lord Boruto, and then other people are like, oh my god, it's the Hokage son.
And then they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, that's the Hokage son."
exactly.
Like,
And
there's
it's just
so many
like
perspectives.
it's like a double-edged sword for him, honestly. Like
It
there's like the good
is.
and bad to it.
There truly is good and bad. There's obviously some bad parts to it. Well, for me, actually, let me say the good stuff for me, because I do enjoy it. I'm primarily read the manga, so I'm a little bit farther than you.
Right.
Um, the anime's actually just now, rather quickly, going
They
to
kind of
the
like ran to the
adaptation.
code arc.
Yeah, they I'm surprised they got to the code arc as fast as they did, but I mean, it's I stopped watching Boruto after like episode like 75, and I was just
I'm
like,
trying
man,
to.
forget this. I'm just gonna read
What
it.
was 75? Like I'm trying to remember like what was around that
Okay,
time
I could
period.
tell you exactly where I stopped. I think Mitsuki just achieved sage mode because Orochimaru
Was that
was.
like that was the flashback, right?
Yeah, the
Like he
flashback
was
with
like
Orochimaru and the
right.
failed experiment, and then I also remember the stupid fake wannabe swordsman of the mist. I was
Oh,
like, you
okay.
guys
That
are
was
freaking
that was an
scrubs.
interesting. That was an
Scrubs. Zabuza would have
interesting.
bro. Zabuza would have soloed those guys on, bro. You can understand, bro. Zabuza was keeping up with a prime Kakashi pretty much,
Right.
and including a tailed beast, and and because Naruto was always a Jinchuriki,
Right.
and including Uchiha with, I mean, Sakura doesn't count. There's nothing that she was providing any help at the time. At the time, she's doing great now. I would say that I do enjoy Boruto. I read it. I love it. It's because there's no filler in the manga, but the show has so much filler, and like the swordsman of the mist pissed me off. I'm like, these little kids, these little dumb old 13-year-olds think they're like hot stuff. I'm like, y'all would have got soloed by freaking Zabuza alone. These guys are scrubs. They let
Right.
a new Team 7, arguably a strong team. They're strong Team 7. People
Right.
even argue that the new would beat the old Team 7. I was like, oh man, I don't know about that, but
I don't know about that.
hey, you never know, I guess.
I
But
don't know.
so I just didn't like the adaptation of stuff that was so unnecessary for the show. Like if they off the rip, if they would have started adapting to the manga early on, bro, it would have been a whole nother argument for a lot of different people. They would, I think personally, would enjoy the show a lot
And
more.
I heard that the argument is that because the manga is not finished completely, is that they're throwing all this filler, so it's giving the writers time to actually write a good story. So that's why they keep pouring out this filler into it.
That's all filler is just to fill in before catching up to them, because they shouldn't be catching up to the manga. No anime
Right.
should be catching up to their manga. That's actually a bad thing.
Right.
Because you won't. That's
I mean,
why you'll have
unless
filler.
obviously the manga's done, of course.
Right. And believe it or not, Dragon Ball Super does it freaking backwards, which is so weird. So they'll
Does what
animate it
backwards?
and then they'll write it. And
Oh,
they're the only
they're-
ones that do
for
that.
Dragon Ball though. They're in like the Moro arc, or they're after it
Oh,
now,
they've been
right?
past
They're
the
past
They're in
Moro?
the granola arc, and they just finished
Don't even know
granola
what
arc.
granola is.
I know, bro. It's
Dude, all these villains and all these characters with like fruit and vegetable names and like food names, like Piccolo's obviously pickle, and then like
yeah,
granola is crazy, bro.
granola. And guess what the planet's called?
No,
Cereal.
please.
yeah, they're called
Say you swear.
cereals. I swear, bro.
No, bro.
The cereals, bro. The cerealians or whatever it's called, but it's the planet cereal, and
Dude,
he's called granola.
that's crazy.
I can't make this up, bro.
That is so funny,
Well,
bro.
Weeze's name is short for whiskey, and Beerus is obviously for beer.
Right.
But yeah,
I always thought that was funny. Like when I sit there and like actually thought about it, I was like, wait, it is. Vegeta's vegetable
it's
and
quite
like,
remarkable. Yeah.
it's crazy.
But either way, yeah, the Boruto series, I just don't like the filler. I hate the slow pace. I understand the filler. I understand why it needs to be there, but I do
Right.
enjoy like the parts that we do get in Boruto, bro. Like when we see Ishiki for the first time, or Jigen, because Jigen was the vessel to Ishiki.
Right.
Bro, he was just bonkers, bro. He was punching holes through Susanoo's freaking forehead, knocking Sasuke out, soloing the freaking Nine Tails. Oh my god!
And it's like I feel like people are always crying like, "Oh, they got nerfed." It's like, no, bro.
No, this guy's just
Isn't
that powerful. That's all.
That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. It's like
It'd
you
be-
can't expect everybody to like. There's people out there that are stronger.
Yeah,
than
they're
what
not
you
just
think.
gonna roll over and let two ninja like steamroll them. Like they're gonna use
Right.
all of their abilities to their max potential.
And then it's like people are sitting here like, oh, like why is Boruto about like aliens and X, Y, and Z? It's like, bro, we know like the Otsutsuki's a thing. They said it in Shippuden. We just didn't know the extent of the Otsutsuki.
Yeah, all we got was a glimpse of the
Kaguya.
Yeah, Kaguya, and the Otsutsuki members. They're freaking OP.
Dude,
like
that guy with the fisherman pole. Oh my god, when he got introduced,
yeah,
I was like, he's probably gonna be whack. And then I was like, wait,
Yeah,
he's
he's
actually
like-
crazy.
yeah, he's crazy good.
He's
The only thing
actually
is, he's
crazy.
technically not even canon. That's the problem I have with that, though. I wish he
so
was.
they kind of just like wrote him in, kind of thing.
They just wrote him in. Now there is a chance that he is canon by
Right.
mention, but not by like it's confusing, bro. They did the same thing to Oob in Dragon Ball. Same, like they mentioned his name but never had a face.
Oh, like Dragon Ball Z, like
yeah.
when it ended it and it was like a time skip and like Oob was like already like a teenager, and then they go into Super and they're like, oh, Boo's been reincarnated, and it's like you have to
even
act
though
like
he
those
was
last few episodes
already
didn't
revealed
exist.
like
You
long
gotta
ago.
act like those last few episodes don't exist.
It's It's just canon versus non-canon stuff. That's just the annoying part. But I do love Boruto. It's great. The manga's always been freaking fire. And now that we're in the freaking code arc, it's gonna be even great. Like people, oh bro, people, bro, your mind's gonna get blown because you're just now getting into the code arc. I already finished the code arc.
And from what I heard, like the code arc is peak. Apparently, is what people think. That code arc is peak, and then obviously like the time skip is peak.
The time skip's gonna be even more peak because we're getting into the time skip arc now. Like
not to ruin it for me, but like, are you like reading the time skip right now?
So they just revealed. Well, I'm not time skip. I'm sorry. So the time skip doesn't exist in the manga. So all that cool stuff.
You're not there yet, kind of thing.
Well, I don't think they're ever gonna involve it in the main story. So that's calling it the continuity of the story. So the continuity of the story is what we're seeing in the manga, not what we're seeing in the anime. Because most of the stuff in the anime is like 60% filler, 40% true adaptation, true canon material. Like when Sasuke went back in time with Saw Jiraiya and Boruto and all that stuff. That never happened. That was just filler. It was just something to throw in there to keep us, happy.
Right.
But unfortunately, I wish it was canon. But that time skip stuff never happened. Never happened. The code arc though, all that is canon so far, and it's gonna get crazier because when you find out the people that come after Code as antagonists. Oh, bro, they would solo, and they can solo the Naruto verse. The people that are going to be introduced soon, and because their hacks abilities are freaking busted. They have other, we got the Rinnegan, the Yakugan, and all these things. So they have the Sharingan, and I'm not gonna ruin it, but their ability is they are
broken.
Shoot, pretty much.
Broken's putting it mildly.
They're what do they call it? Omniscient. No, not omniscient. That means all-knowing. Well, yeah, they're kind of all-knowing because they're omnipresent. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's called clairvoyance. There you go. That's the word. It's a clairvoyance, which is kind of like pretty much they can see everything happening in real time, anywhere, at any given moment, and they can see past events up until.
So isn't that's how Ida works, right?
Oh, they already revealed Ida?
She's the girl. She's like supposed to be like beautiful, and like her power is like she like attracts people or something like that.
Yeah, she attracts everybody.
Yeah.
And the only
already
people.
And then her little brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that little kid busted.
Yeah.
You can't, bro. I don't know if they showed his abilities yet. Did they show the abilities?
If you have like the intent to kill, he basically like reflects it, kind of thing.
Yes, and if you think about killing him, you get hurt.
Yeah.
That's
right.
How are you gonna beat somebody like that?
So I sat there, like I was watching the episode like in real time, and I'm sitting there, and she's like, she's like, how do I put this? She's like half explaining it. She's not giving him the full details because she doesn't want to reveal it. She's like, don't tell him how it works. She's like, all you need to know is that if you have the intent to kill, he reflects it. That's basically what she said. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, how do you like beat somebody? You
don't.
Like just how? Like it bothered me to the point where I had sat there in frustration. I was like, dude, like how do they beat him? Because I mean, if they're trying to beat him, they have to kill him.
To I think do it. And the only people that no, not even Otsutsuki, because Boruto is Otsutsuki now, and he was still getting hurt.
She did say that. She kind of said that. I don't remember. She said that she couldn't fall in love with Boruto now.
Yeah.
Because he's Otsutsuki.
The only people that aren't affected. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the only people that aren't affected are Otsutsuki people, which leaves everybody else in the universe.
Family members. She said.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, and Damon, yeah, it's awesome. It's gonna be so awesome, bro. And people people aren't gonna be able to enjoy it because they're just writing it off, and want to see anything to do with Boruto.
Dude, everybody wants to sit here and be like, "Cause Kurama died, I'm gonna act like Boruto doesn't exist." It's like, come on, bro. Are you gonna expect
I don't
him to live
believe he's
forever?
dead. I don't believe Kurama is dead, bro.
I don't. They said that they get reincarnated, right? That's why they killed Reen, and then her tail beast came back eventually, right? That's what happened.
Well, yeah. So once the user dies, the tail beast just goes rampant. They'll leave the host and they'll just be, because all the tail beast is chakra, and chakra never disappears. It just reincarnates itself maybe at a later time, or So that's the theory, is that Kurama will come back, but it may not be the time that we, it's really complicating depending how you view how chakra works and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard some rumors and they've been bothering me, and I've been trying to ignore them and like act like I didn't see them.
Ask away. I'm pretty much know it all.
Dude, so there's something that I read is like spoiler, and me being me is like look away, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
They're talking about how Kawaki had sent Naruto and Hinata to like a dimension or something, and I don't remember if they implied that he killed them, but like it was a bunch of stuff, and I just can't remember all of it. But I remember there's something about like Kawaki's out to kill like Boruto, and like
he's definitely out to kill Boruto, but not for the reason that people think. That's
not for Momoshiki, right?
Yeah, he's trying to kill Momoshiki, but because Momoshiki manifested, he has no choice but to kill Boruto.
Right.
And Boruto is going to let him do it. That's the crazy part. He says, if worse comes to worse, you kill me. And Kawaki,
so that's the part we're at right now. So that's exactly. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming there's more to it than what I just saw.
Sunday. Yeah, when you see it played out, I almost shed a gangster tear just reading it. I was like, golly, man, I felt, bro.
So from what I saw, they were both in. So Kawaki reawakened his karma.
Yeah.
And then Momoshiki had taken over Boruto. Yeah, so Momoshiki had taken over Boruto again. So they were fighting each other, and then Boruto had woke up. He's like, "You shouldn't have woken up, boy," or something like that. And he's like, "You don't own me," type stuff. And Naruto had pulled up in his Sage mode, and Kawaki's like, "I got to do this." He's like, "I promised Boruto, that I would if it happened again." And Boruto's like, "Sorry, Dad, it is what it is." He pushes him away with like his Gale Palm or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it shows Kawaki with his like tree arm thing, like stabbing through Boruto and exploding on the other side.
Wait, so that already happened?
Yeah, that's the cliffhanger we're all on. That was the last episode that came out.
Wow, they did a good job.
Yeah, dude, and that's all like a 20-minute episode. They squeezed it all into one episode.
That's good.
It was
really good.
Dude, I was so mad. I had the remote and I threw it at the wall. I was like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, why the cliffhanger?
Yeah,
But I mean, obviously, because we saw the first episode, we know that's not the end of it.
Yeah, it's not the ending. It's just, oh my god, you won't be seeing this part for a while then, because I'm not gonna tell you what happens. You'll if they keep this pace, you'll see it very soon if they're keeping the same pace.
Right.
But man, so my favorite show is One Piece. That's my favorite show. I'll die on that hill. That's okay. And next to Naruto, it's like 50-50 right now. So there was a thing going on that the latest chapter, I think it was chapter 75, 76, that's the latest Boruto chapter, which came out like last week or so, and they said that chapter alone was enough to be better than One Piece in its entirety. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Ooh.
I was like,
that's a hot take. Now you know you have to see it. That's a hot take.
Yo, I had to read it as soon as I saw that. I was like, now, here's what I would say. It's not better than all of One Piece, but it's better than a lot of the arcs that I've seen One Piece put out recently. And we're talking about arcs, and they're long arcs.
Dude, it's 1,000-something episodes.
They're long arcs. They can spend over 100 episodes in one arc, bro.
Right?
Easily.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're getting to like the best parts of Boruto right now. And I already know, like, obviously we're not near the end yet by any means.
Oh no.
And it's just like, it's so good right now. Like, I don't know how to feel because everybody's sitting here dogging it, like everybody has their opinions or whatever. And nobody's like, I feel like the people that say that haven't actually seen it.
No, they haven't. They usually just see bits and pieces, like 10 seconds on Twitter or whatever. They're like,
Kurama died. I don't want to watch
it. It's hot garbage. Don't watch it.
They hear that they nerfed them and they're just like, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, it's like, nah, it's not that they're nerfed, buddy. They're just not as strong as the new antagonist. But while we're
It's
on
called.
that, while we're on that, what are the things that you don't like personally? And then what
That
were
I
your
don't
expectations
like.
going? Yeah, what were
The
your
pacing was
expectations
kind of
going in?
bad. Like the pacing was kind of bad for a little bit because it's like you said they were trying to like it's all the filler.
Mm,
But for me, I mean, I guess I get lost in it sometimes because I was watching it from a filler list. Like I went on Google, I was like, all right,
yeah,
people are saying the filler's really bad, so let me skip the filler. And some episodes I sat through that were filler, I was like, oh, these are kind of decent. Um,
yeah. Not all the
but
filler was
it's
bad.
just
It was just
yeah,
yeah,
it's just a lot of it though.
yeah. That
Because I feel like some of it just has no correlation. Then we come back into the main story, I'm just like, what is going on? Like I just don't. It's a pacing thing for me, and I feel like right now the pacing's going great because
oh
it's
yeah,
just flying. Like it's something different like every episode now, and it's just getting better and better and better.
it is, bro. The pacing, from what you just said, that's some amazing pacing that we haven't
This is
gotten
all within
ever.
like 3 episodes because Code
That's
came in,
insane. That's
Code
insane.
came back, and then it was like one episode was like Code. He found Ida. Next episode is him and Ida talking, and then Boruto and like Kawaki like sparring about like, oh, you need to like train to kill kind of thing. Like we can't just be here practicing, without
Yeah.
intent kind of thing. And
Oh
then like
yeah,
the
yeah.
episode after that, Kawaki figures out how to erase his chakra, escapes, meets
Oh yeah,
Code,
that boy
and
has
then
been
it's
learning,
dude, I'm
bro.
telling you, the
He's
pacing
been
is going
learning.
crazy right now. And I'm just like, yo, this is getting fire right now.
So how about this? What were your expectations going in, and were those expectations met?
So my expectations going in, I didn't come at it at a negative like perspective because everybody was dogging it before I watched it. I finished Shippuden a few months ago. Honestly, it's been like maybe 3 or 4 months
Oh, so
now.
you're fresh.
Yeah. It's taking me, dude. It's taking me a year to finish Shippuden, but that's just I got busy with life and I just hadn't sat there and actually taken the time. But I think it was like November, December. I actually sat there and watched it every single day to like knock it out. And
Dang.
dude, Shippuden, the way Shippuden ended, it was beautiful.
It's
I loved it.
beautiful.
It was
It was
really
so
good.
poetic, bro.
I liked Shikamaru's story. I liked Sasuke's story. Like the little stories they had at the end were really good.
Oh
And
yeah.
then obviously you saw like Naruto and Hinata get married at the end of Shippuden. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. And then obviously they're talking about Boruto Next Generations, and when they were talking about that he wasn't even a Genin yet, I was like, oh, come on, bro. Like I wasn't irritated, but it was kind of just like I gotta like sit through like another Naruto again. Like I
gotta
felt like the
watch this
pacing
all over again.
but that's what it felt like. It felt like I was gonna be sitting here watching him like go through the school and then just like gradually like the way like Naruto was the
Yeah.
original series. I just didn't want to sit through a whole nother like growing up development
Yeah.
kind of thing. And honestly, this show was like completely exceeded my expectations because it's like this is like way more crazy like on so many levels than Naruto ever was.
Yeah,
Because we're getting like crazier villains, the crazy
stakes are
power-ups
even.
and everything.
I think the stakes are just as high because they're in a time of peace. They have more to lose.
Oh yeah, and it's like when all the Kage met up, they had like that meeting, right? They were saying how the new generation is soft. They're worried that if they have to go to war again, like with the
Yeah.
Otsutsuki or anything like that, they're worried that the world's gonna be lost because
mean,
of how weak everybody is.
That's a fair statement, but that happens anyways whenever there's times of peace.
Yeah, because they're never at war, and,
Yeah.
and there's never instances where they have a chance to like. It's kind of like how Dragon Ball was in the Tournament of Power, how they all like broke their limits in that tournament and obviously got stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even apply that to Boruto. They don't have that ability to like be pushed to their limits to excel because they're in time, like you said, they're in times of peace.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, that's
So I feel like honestly, I really feel like Boruto really broke all the expectations because I was kind of coming in, like I said, I wasn't coming in negative, but I wasn't expecting it to be like crazy or anything. And obviously, we're here at the
They
Code arc,
delivered.
and it's just it's insane right now. I feel like I won't go as far yet to say that it's better than Shippuden, but if they keep going with where they're going,
It could get there.
it could get there. I don't think it will just because of the depth in the story that was in Shippuden.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of
it was
storytelling and it was really good.
We've got
But
lots of lore.
If Boruto could come anywhere close to it, it's gonna be amazing.
We're just
And
scratching the
I already
surface. Like we're literally just scratching the surface.
because we're still like what? We're not even in the Maybe we are. We're
Like even
finally in like the 200s now.
like in the manga alone, we're just now finally like seeing what happened in episode 1 for the for Boruto.
When Kawaki and Boruto were fighting,
Yes,
right?
and it's not what we expected. That's why it was so mind-blowing when people were reading that latest chapter.
Oh, so what I had read, one of the spoilers that I was reading is that Kawaki, I don't know if it's like an ability that he has or like something that he did, but I guess that he had brainwashed everybody in the village to like trading places with Boruto so that everybody's under the impression, or like a genjutsu kind of thing, that Kawaki's actually Naruto's son and that Boruto's like this outsider, like antagonist kind of thing.
I'll put it this way without spoiling it, because I want you to relish.
Keep going through the show.
Yeah, I want you to relish when it actually happens. So,
Okay.
do you remember Shisui when he had the ability Kotoa Matsukami? Which
When they were trying to ask him to talk to the put the chief under a genjutsu.
It's the ultimate genjutsu.
Right.
It was the most feared genjutsu, actually. That's why what's his name, Danzo, was so pissed off that Shisui was going to use it because he knows how powerful it is. So, anyways, think of that jutsu, that genjutsu, times like infinity. Like,
no, bro. No,
that's the best way I can put it, bro.
Are you gonna? So are we saying it's like it's like how like Madara's infinite Tsukuyomi kind of thing? It's kind of like that in a sense.
Except people are alive to understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's like a genjutsu like that.
It's not even a genjutsu, bro. That's the crazy part. It's like this is on some like god-like crap right now, bro. They are like stepping into godlike territory.
So it's like they changed reality, basically.
It's literally bending reality. Dude,
this is gonna hurt my head. I'm gonna be sitting there watching it in real time, and you already know I'm gonna send you a text. I'm gonna be like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't even know, because what sucks is that Boruto releases like once a month.